Hi, I wanna sample a new type of content where I talk and talk endlessly instead of bringing the camera around because it could be exhausting to have daily vlogs where you bring the camera around. So I wanna talk about motherhood stuff because that's what I'm good at because I'm a mother, so I know a lot about it. Um, Nobody talks about the loneliness that you get when you become a mother. Everyone talks about, oh, children, they're special and it will be your contribution to society, what they need, advice about raising children. Nobody talks about the loneliness when you actually become a mother. That moment when you come home from the hospital, it's a big life transition. I remember with my firstborn, this is my second born. I remember with my firstborn when we came home from the hospital, we haven't slept. My husband, especially, he hasn't slept since his last shift. It was awful for the both of us because, of course, we were the primary caretakers of that baby, so we could not get sleep. Like straight from the hospital, no sleep because the baby always cried. To the house of his parents, no sleep because the baby cried still. That's the matter with our firstborn. She cried all the time. It's not her fault. It's how her body is built to cry all the time. Babies like that are called colic babies, and I just realized that now that she was a colic baby. If I had the money and knowledge before about colic babies, I would have prevented so many difficulties in my life. That was year 2022 to 2023. The most lonely thing about being a mother, being a new mother, is the sleepless nights. It's when everyone's asleep in your town, but you're awake. You and your baby are awake. You're trying to make your baby fall asleep after feeding her. She wouldn't stop crying. You just feel so incredibly alone. It's not just loneliness though. There's exhaustion and loneliness. It went on for months. Of course, your child is gonna be an infant for a year, and then she's a toddler when she reaches 1 year old to 5 years old. And right now, I have two children. Whenever I have my two children with me, and I'm the only one who takes care of them, um, especially when my husband is asleep in the afternoons. He has to sleep in the afternoons because at night he works, so that's fine. But then I find myself alone with the two of them. It's so lonely. I'm so anxious. It's nerve-wracking. Because my toddler is an attention seeker. All toddlers are like that. They want attention so much. And then she realized that I'm holding another child. She screams when she sees me. I'm holding um, her brother. So in turn, this infant also screams because he gets surprised by the toddler's voice, right? So they both scream, and I just feel, what am I gonna do? Who am I gonna pick up first? Who am I gonna console first? But it ended up that I console the infant first. I gave Miss Rachel or YouTube to my toddler, and then I console my infant because he's an infant, right? He can't help himself, but he needs me. So when I calm him down, I go to my toddler and feed her and play with her. That's what a toddler needs. Play with them, feed them, play with them, feed them. That's it. But then, the overwhelming loneliness that I feel every time I'm alone taking care of both of them is just staggering. That I always think about who to turn to. I always chat my friends, my family. Then, recently, I really learned how to pray. I looked up Bible verses about loneliness and anxiety, about motherhood, and one Bible verse really struck me. Um, Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. It has a corresponding Catholic song. It's Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. I always sing that whenever I feel lonely and exhausted. And it really calms me down because you know how empowering it is to know that even when you're lonely and you have so much responsibility, you have two kids' lives in your hands, two kids who cannot take care of themselves. It's empowering to know that there's someone else that is your backup, which is God, right? So I try to inhale my prayer. Um, think about God as being someone else beside me, and then I just feel strong again. Like I'm not alone in this. There's God, even though I cannot see Him, I cannot feel Him, I cannot hear Him. He's there.